In politics, you're either on message or you are losing. Let's get to it. Welcome to On Message, a weekly look at where the battle lines are drawn and who is winning the war of words. This week, you lost me there. We're back after a week off to celebrate Independence Day, and I was a little worried there wouldn't be much to talk about coming off the first holiday in a notoriously slow political month. But that's not a concern thanks to some political fireworks over the 4th of July weekend, and the fuse was lit by the head of the Utah chapter of Black Lives Matter. On Independence Day, somewhere between the parade and the fireworks, Black Lives Matter Utah posted this statement about the American flag on its Facebook page. When we Black Americans see this flag, we know the person flying it is not safe to be around. When we see this flag, we know the person flying it is a racist. When we see this flag, we know that the person flying it lives in a different America than we do. When we see this flag, we question your intelligence. We know to avoid you. It is a symbol of hatred, close quote. To quote Dodgeball, an underdog story,
"It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him."
A bold strategy indeed. You can build bridges and you can burn bridges. It's totally your choice. While it's not at all uncommon for someone to say something innocent on the internet only to have people rush to pile on, it is also true that some people say outlandish things to get a reaction. Whether or not the reaction they get when they do that is one they actually can handle is a whole other question. In response to the statement, a number of people, including the head of the Utah Republican Party and other elected officials, expressed their disagreement with the statement, pointing out the flag as a symbol to many, if not most, of freedom and opportunity. National outlets also quickly picked up on the story and ran with it. Now, our purpose here isn't to get into the politics or the outrage. We want to look at this as a communication element. So, what's the lesson? Communication is about persuasion. To do that, you have to know and understand your audience. If the point Ms. Scott was trying to make is that there are some people who wrap themselves in the American flag while actively promoting or practicing racism, she's probably not entirely incorrect. She made absolutely certain, though, that no one was going to hear that message. And as I've said before, the onus in communication is primarily on the messenger to express him or herself in a way that the audience is most likely to understand. When you target a symbol, like the American flag that is almost universally recognized as a standard of freedom, and you tell people it means something quite different, you can't be surprised when they don't hear what you're trying to say and react instead with umbrage. Going on to call people who fly the flag racist and for all intents and purposes stupid isn't winning you a lot of new support either. Timing also matters, and picking the most patriotic date on the calendar meant the audience was even less likely to hear what she says was her actual message. In the days that followed, the NAACP publicly disavowed the statement made by the Utah BLM, so the statement was so incendiary that even allies see a need to distance themselves from it. Communication is different than negotiation. In a negotiation, you benefit from establishing an anchor position, say a desired low price or high salary, because you know you're going to haggle a bit and meet closer to the middle. In communication, an extreme position can cause your audience to dismiss you right out of the gate and potentially be unable to take anything else you say seriously in the future. By choosing to attack a symbol that means a great deal to so many, Black Lives Matter makes it much more difficult for allies to stand with them or potential allies to align with them. I would presume such actions don't fit into their overall strategy. Non-blacks who agree that there are some elements of systemic racism or who simply stand in favor of racial equality may find it more difficult now to stand shoulder to shoulder with a group that takes a stance they simply won't align with because of their love for our country, warts and all. If you call every American who waves the American flag a racist, if you publicly question their intelligence, you make it much less likely that non-racist Americans who actually fall into that category of honoring the flag and what it represents, and who don't consider themselves to be stupid people, are going to be able to support you. Racism is an important issue, and one that is rightfully being discussed across the nation. Building on that momentum is better than creating greater division. When you're trying to persuade people to join your cause, no matter what it is, it's best to do that in a way that builds bridges so they can join you, rather than attacking something important to them and pushing them away before the conversation even starts. That's it for this week. More On Message in the next issue of the Utah Political Underground. Make sure you visit the site and sign up for our weekly email update. You can find more On Message videos, in-depth Utah political stories and analysis, plus podcasts and so much more at utahpoliticalunderground.com. martycarpenter.com.